Hello, everybody, and happy 4th of July. Today I'm going to be spending most of the day outside here with my little buddy Fern, and we're going to be cooking outside and getting ready for people to come over to celebrate. It rained really heavily last night, so everything is looking pretty good, and it's a beautiful day. So I figured while I cook, I might as well give you guys a little garden tour. For the cooking, I got my smoker unloaded here, and what better way to celebrate America's 250th birthday? First things first, we got to get the smoker going. I'm using these bourbon barrel chunks. These are actually used bourbon barrels, and the smoke they make just smells amazing. Some of you may recognize these because I initially bought them for a hot sauce experiment, but they make a really nice smoke as well. It's what they're intended for. So while I get that thing up and running, I'm going to grab my basket here and get to harvesting what we can harvest. Like I mentioned, we're going to have a lot of people over tonight. So in addition to smoking, we are doing some cooking indoors, and some of these things will play into that. But the garden has been looking pretty good this year. I think the biggest issue is we've had a lot of problems with weeds and definitely vining weeds. But at the end here in this first 4x4 raised bed, I have 4 white Fatali plants. These are coming along really nice, looking very healthy. I grew these from seeds I saved from my white Fatali plants I grew last year. So again, looking really good despite some of those vines trying to take over the back. I've been fighting those, and if you see cardboard like that, that's just to try to suppress some of these weeds. But next door to our first set of pepper plants, I got basil and some other things in this Aldi planter, and I'm trying something new this year with the windmill. I'm actually letting these cucumber vines crawl up it just to make the most of my space and to let it serve a dual purpose as a trellis. But we do have a nice cucumber ready here, so that's going to be the first thing I grab today to harvest. So next up is this 4x12 raised bed, but outside of it, I have this massive vine growing. I believe this is a pumpkin vine, but I did not plant it. It just kind of volunteered. It's been looking a little rough lately just with insect pressure and stuff, so we'll see if it makes it. And then I have 2 pepper plants in this raised bed. This one is a hatch chili with some small hatch chilies on it next to a jalapeno. And then this overgrown area here is actually a lot of carrots down in there, plus weeds. Got some marigolds, a few more small pepper plants. And down in here, we actually do have some beets as well. A couple rows of those in there, but I just grabbed this one today. It looks like it's ready to go, so I will grab it and add it to the harvest. I've been picking these when they're between about golf ball and tennis ball size. I just don't want them to get too big. But at the other end of that bed, we have some tomatoes. And then this pepper plant is what I'm really excited for. This plays into today's meals in a big way. This is my shishito pepper plant. And this thing has been growing very big shishito peppers this year. They've been really delicious. I've been grilling them, blackening them, doing all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to pick all of the shishitos off of this for a special project inside that I'll touch on a bit later. And if you're liking this video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. It really helps out my page. If you want more pepper content, please subscribe. Between the next 2 raised beds, I've got a few things for some future projects in the garden. And then on this cattle panel trellis, I'm growing a spaghetti squash that I grew from a store-bought squash. It's coming along nicely. And we have a pumpkin vine here that looks much healthier. And this is one that I actually did plant. Just kind of been snaking its way around this whole 4x12 raised bed from this pile between it and the next one. In this raised bed, we have a variety of things. I don't like to do like a monoculture in any of my beds. I find that the variety helps with pests and disease, things like that. So in this one, we have some Roma tomatoes. And then in the back behind them, we have some okra. I saw this sneaky okra in the back. This one is actually probably a little too big to eat, but we've got some good sized ones back there. Okra plants are really cool. They grow tall. And I'm happy that this one has a flower to show you guys because their flowers are just stunning. And I think I would grow these even just for the flowers, even if they didn't produce fruit. But they'll go from flower to fruit that's too big to eat in just a matter of days. So you have to stay on top of picking them. They are related to hibiscus too, which is why those flowers are so beautiful. But I'm happy to get some okra off of those plants. And we have some more okra in the neighboring raised bed. It's ready to pick too, if you can see it through all of this asparagus. Also in this raised bed, we have quite a few green bean plants. These are all a bush variety, and I like to tuck them in just wherever I have space. They help the soil a lot. And then I have marigolds next to it, as well as some pepper plants in this raised bed. This one is a jalapeno plant, and it has a few jalapenos that are looking decent on it. I think I'll snag at least one of these today. We have more marigolds here next to some squash before another jalapeno plant. The peppers on that second plant are a little smaller, so I decided to go back to the first plant and harvest that first jalapeno we saw. We only need one for what we're doing today, so this one should do the trick, and I am excited to add it to our harvest basket. The harvest is coming along and the smoker is really rolling now. So now's a good time to show you guys what I've got going on here. I have a whole chicken as well as two half pork butts on here. Like I said, having several people over tonight, so it should be phenomenal to split with all of them. But back to the harvest. We've touched on the okra and the pumpkins and the asparagus. So then I have this gap with the composter and another trellis before this really dense area of plants. Little Fern loves exploring all up in these little pathways of the garden. She's just been the best garden companion so far. But back to the plants. Here I have my grow bags of 12 white fatales. And here we have a perfect example of why I always recommend planting more plants than you think you'll need. This white fatale here is struggling compared to the ones right next to it. And that's just the luck of the draw sometimes. These have all gotten the same nutrients, they're in the same spot, same light. Some will take off and some just won't. You can kind of see the same thing on my plants that are in the tubs. All six of these plants were the exact same size at transplant. An insect or something got to this one because it is tiny, while the ones immediately next door to it are lush and really taking off. This one here is another white fatale. Recently gotten some aphids and some insect pressure, so I've been spraying these with neem oil to try to help with that. But here we have a King Star Lemon Starburst that's looking pretty good, another white fatale, and then on this end we have a lemon drop pepper that has some beautiful little lemon drop pods starting out. You can see them sticking up there. But another healthy pepper plant. In the wood box behind it, I have some squash and corn and even some volunteer tomatoes. The squash has done really good all around for me this year. Got another one of those boxes with more corn, and then that last pepper is a hatch chili in the back to round out our pepper garden for this year. Now let's have little Fern take us over to the other side of the yard where I can show you some of my other tubs. Like I said, the squash has been great this year. This one on the right is huge. I recently got like 6 squash off of it that were really delicious. This one's struggling a bit. I think it has some borers, but in this galvanized bin, I have a wall of shiso. It's an herb. It's really delicious. The smell coming off of this just smells amazing. And the funny part is that this started as an herb garden 2 years ago with one shiso plant in it, but it has prolifically self-seeded year after year and just become a planter full of it. Not a fruit or veggie, but my zinnias have started to come in this year as well, and they're looking really nice. Since we're having people over, I like picking a few to bring them inside to brighten up the house. But speaking of inside, we have Miss Pepper Patch in here putting all of those peppers we picked to use in her famous cowboy caviar. It's a really delicious dip, and the shishito and jalapeno were the perfect thing to finish it off. Back outside, the smoker has actually been going for 3 hours, and here's a peek at how delicious everything's looking. I wish you guys could smell this. It all smells so good. But after 3 hours, the chicken is actually done and ready for resting. I spatchcocked this thing because I find that they cook a little more evenly that way. And this thing was so good. I shredded a lot of it, and then we ate the legs and wings whole. And just after that 3 hour mark, our pork actually hit 160 degrees internal. So I wrapped it in aluminum foil just to kind of push it through that stall and protect those juices as it climbed all the way to 200 degrees, which is when I pulled it a total of 6 hours after I put it on the smoker. So this pork shredded really nice. It was also delicious and made for some great barbecue sandwiches that I split with my friends and family. So it was a very full day of gardening and cooking and spending time with people, but that's what it's all about. And what better way to cap it all off than a fantastic fireworks show to end the night? I hope you guys all had a great 4th of July as well, and I will see you on the next one.